Hey, Vita parents, it's Coach Ivan. How's it going? It is week 4, and I do have a week 3 recap that I made for you guys that I'm going to send out. There's some important information in there that I think maybe some of this will be duplicate, but I felt like I needed to make this first and get this out to you just because I've been hearing some kind of crazy things, and there's a lot of misunderstanding about like what the schedule should be as far as virtual learning during that 1 o'clock to 3:08 time. I've mentioned it in other videos, but I haven't gone over it explicitly, and I think there might be some misunderstanding. It's designed for this block schedule that we had, and kind of what we're switching to as far as the virtual model. I'm going to talk about it in the context of block classes, core classes, math and science, and ELA and humanities. It doesn't really apply to design labs because it's only a 45-minute session. And I'll explain that. Typically, in our classic model, we've had 90-minute blocks of learning, right? And the kids are literally there with me from 8:30 in the morning until 10:08, like in the morning, or for a 90-minute block, like in the afternoon. But they're literally with me for 90 solid minutes straight, an hour and a half of learning, and it's a lot of learning. And it's actually, I think, more like 98 minutes. And so what we're doing now is just to create flexibility. We don't want to have kids online, like in front of a computer screen for that long. Like, it's not practical, not doable. They're going to start burning out with just too much online time, right? So what we did was we created this flexible schedule where they're only with us for 45 minutes in the morning, live, which is green. So I made the green time that they used to have, like live with a teacher, the same on both sides, but they've only got 45 minutes with me here, live learning. And then this next 45 that's below, which is 1 o'clock to 3:08 time, that time is marked as independent learning or flipped lessons. Kids are calling it homework, and I just want to clarify that it really isn't homework. Like, they're at home anyway. All the learning that they're doing is at home. They should be working when they're learning. Their brains are like growing and expanding. It's not like, easy. It's work. They are actively participating, right, the whole time. But this like 45-minute session, it's the second time this week that I've heard that like kids have been having a dentist appointment or something during this time. You have to imagine that they're in school still, because they are, like, technically they're in school until 3:08. And I realize that like schedules need to be flexible and stuff, but this 45 minutes is core work. It needs to actually be a lesson learned. It's typically not like homework, like practice problems or whatnot. It's an actual lesson that needs to be covered, and they need to be learning on their own before the next class when they come and they do their next 45-minute session. Because what's going to happen over time, if you do this all week, like we used to have 2 90-minute block sessions up here. If you go red and just the kids are allowed to not learn during that time, over the whole year, they're only going to have half the learning time in a virtual model. And I've got a year in mind. We're going to be doing this for at least a semester, if not a whole year. I think virtual learning is great, and I feel like they will, relative to classic kids, learn more. And I had mentioned that before in all of my videos. Hopefully you watch the back to school night videos. They will not, though, if they only put half the time in. That's not how this works. That 90-minute block needs to be a 90-minute block every day. But we are putting a lot of I won't say pressure, but we're adding a lot on their plate, more than how we have in the past. 90 minutes, like with a teacher, the kid is not really super responsible for a lot of their independent learning. Now we're expecting that 45 minutes from 1 o'clock to 3:08, when they are doing that time after lunch, we're expecting that they're actively learning for the full 45 minutes. I literally give a lesson that they are learning on their own, like in preparation for the next class. And we can't have kids like not doing any work during that time. So I'd really appreciate if you guys can like make sure to emphasize to them that's active learning. I'm here during office hours if they need me, and parents can show up too. So let me know if there's any questions on that. But I think it's really important, and I want to make sure that I got it out to all parents that they should be actively learning during this time. All right. Thank you so much.